Hey, Dawn. How you doing this morning? Malibu, of course, wants right up next to my keyboard. Let's move back a little. There you go. There you go. How you doing this morning? Okay, baby, lay down. Lay down. Hi, Terry. Terry, oh my gosh. I loved your prompt page, Terry. Hi, Laverne. It's so good. I'll show it in a little while. Hi, Tina Sweden. How you doing? Okay, let's go ahead and get down. Let's get down. There you go. Let's see. There we go. I'll zoom in. Zoom in one there. There we go. So, how's everybody doing? Happy, wonderful Wednesday. Let's see. Hi, Kat. How you doing? Let's see. Angie, Tori, CK, Christina. Thanks everybody for popping in. I don't know. That might have to be a little moved over. It gets a little. It might be a little bright. I could cover it up with my other one. I got two. I got a double giant mouse pad. This gets a little bright. Let's see if we can put something there. Let me see. Oh no. Well, no. Well, I'll find something. Hi, Arlene. Good to see you. Okay. All right. Lurk away. Lurk away, Arlene. Hi, Janet. Hope you're doing good. Hope you got some sleep, Janet. Hi, CB. Thanks everybody for being here. I have a couple of different things I could do today. We'll see what people want to do. Hi, Keeks. What do you call it? I'm working on let me take a bite of something. I'm working on 2 or 3 color book pages. I'm also working on the some discs, collage discs. I view. And I did make a note. Everybody's birthday. I didn't miss views. Maybe on the exact day, but we had Mary, Tina, View, and Flo. I did not know it was Flo's birthday this week, or maybe it was last week, Flo. So if I missed your birthday, I didn't mean to. And so let's see. Let's put this away here. So happy birthday. Let's see. Team Leo, yeah. Let's see. Will Cox. Who else am I missing? Pamela Kane. Hi, tell him I got your happy mail. I'm going to put it in my journal. Maybe that's what I could do is make the page for that. Let's see. Scrolling. Hi, Tina. Tina comes in saying good morning to everybody. There's the other bunch. Thanks, Tina. It helps me to not miss somebody. Did I say hi to Laverne? Let's see. How you doing, CB? Good to see you. Wilcox. Scrolling. Thanks everybody for being here. Hi, Judio. Good to see you. We're trying. We're hanging in there, Judy. So yeah. So I don't know. Do y'all have a preference? I did think about giving away some of these pages out of this tiny garden book. I've shown how cat and paste and others, but that's how I found about it. Do the little stitch, coloring. And so I said, oh, maybe other people might want to try it, but they don't want to buy a book. This is all I've done. I just started kind of playing in it. So I thought maybe y'all might want to try to do the stitch coloring So, hi, Green. And so I thought that we could give away some of these pages so y'all could give it a go. Give it a go, you know? I could put a couple pages. I'd have to bend them, but you know, it's practice pages. I'd have to bend them into some what do you call it? Business envelopes to mail y'all. I can mail two at a time. So yeah. Have you tried it yet, Tina? I can't remember if you said. I didn't see you post anything on Instagram with stitch coloring. So I could give away some of these. Let's see. First, I'd like to say good morning to everybody coming in. You ordered one of these for that reason, Terry, to do the stitch coloring? Oh, let me see. Where's my phone here? Let's see. I'll bring up Cat and Paste because she's the best sample I have. A question for you. Yeah, go ahead. Ask right now. Tell him while I'm looking. What question do you have? Let's see. Hi. Did I say hi to you, Keeks? Hi, Keek. Yeah, I did say hi to you. You haven't tried the stitch, Tina? Okay. Let me see if I can bring up a cat and paste. Mm. Let's see. Scrolling. Nothing I had was suitable. Well, if you're ordered, I was going to say I'd send you some, Terry. You already ordered some. Let's see here. Here's the one that I always show. So yeah, here's cat and paste. And I know it doesn't show as well here. If y'all just go look at cat and paste on Instagram. Look. See how it looks like stitching? These books start out with simple things like this. Start out like this. Hi, Ego. What's the difference between brush lettering and calligraphy? Well, calligraphy just means like pretty writing. And most people distinguish it between brush lettering. I'll show you some brush lettering. Hang on. So, yeah, look at that. And if you want to know how to do this, guys, then go to Cat and Paste YouTube channel. She has a tutorial. She also shows you if you want to add stickers. Like if you want to make it look like it's a sticker, this is the same page, but with stickers. She put a white border around it on purpose to make it purposefully look like stickers. Isn't that cool? I want to take workshop, but don't know which to pick. Well, you have to answer a couple questions. Tell him. Do you want to do like the black letter, fancy, gothic lettering? Or do you want to do pretty, fancy, flowy marker writing? Let me see. Let me find something. Let me get up under here and find something to. um. So, and if you do the brush lettering, you know you're going to need a brush tip. I like the Tombos. They can be a little big, but they're good to practice with. So tell him is asking about brush lettering. So, and what's nice about brush lettering is you can do it straight on a line, or you can do drop lettering, like you can do tall and down and here and up. I mean, this is not neat, but you can. What I'm saying is, you don't have to do it on a line with the brush lettering. Yeah, then you'd probably want brush lettering. The other kind of lettering, hang on, let me get my little thing here. The other kind of lettering, if you want to do it, there's different things you can do with, but if you want to do it with nibs, like if you want to do calligraphy with a nib, a steel nib, and a dip ink, then that's much more study and much more practice. This is way harder. It's way harder to do calligraphy with the brush tip and the steel nib and the here. Pull something over here. Let's get a cat hair off of there. Here's some of my nibs that I keep in this little Queen Pam nib holder that she made. Janet's made some of these too, little nib holders. And let's see, let me do a slightly bigger one. Since you asked. Bouncing I don't know, bounce lettering, Tina. I don't know. I've not ever taken a class on this. I just letter with it. But I've been doing calligraphy for probably 40 years. But I don't do it hardly anymore. I do, like I've told y'all before, I do a little some black letter certificates on these huge certificates for my local dojo for people, for when they graduate in their karate, jujitsu, whatever they are, whatever kind of martial arts they're taking. But when they graduate, the owner has me do their certificates because you can't get that. Well, you probably could get it printed. All right, Angie, bye. Thanks for stopping in. So I'm just going to put out a little ink here. And so I do that, but I don't do a lot of calligraphy anymore for, especially, commissions. I don't, except for the dojo, because people can just usually get their stuff printed, they just print it up. What do I do with that? What do I do with it? Where'd it go? Is this the one I picked? Maybe. Let's get a bigger one just so you can see it better. Because they can just go online and put in calligraphy, black letter, Gothic, or whatever, italic, and have it, printed out. They don't need to do this anymore. So, all right. So let me go ahead and let me just get the little, there we go. Let me get it warmed up here. Let's just do my name here. And you really shouldn't have to go back over. And you want lines with this. You do want lines with your black letter. And there's different ones. You can do more fancy, straight up and down. This one I wouldn't call true black letter here, but you can kind of just get the idea of the precision. You want more precision with this. Let's see, what kind of a T do I want to do here? Let's do this. That looks like a J. I haven't warmed up. But you can do like lettering that's very stiff. Like here's some L's. You can do see how straight and precise this is. This is a little flowier, but kind of with the same type letters, but a little flowier. Like here, let me do an E here with black letter. Let's do a little. Again, I haven't warmed up or anything. I would definitely warm up before I did anything. See, it's very pointy. Modern calligraphy, pumpkin. Okay, modern calligraphy. Probably ask what supplies, or does it say? Tell him. Does it tell you to get a dip pen, or does it tell you to get markers? That'll tell you right there. What does it tell you to get in the class? What supplies? Okay, Ellen, good luck with the job interview. All right, let me get another piece of paper here. This one's kind of, let's find something here. Here's a bigger one. And you would want to draw lines. This is one time you do want a ruler. Right, Janet? This kind of calligraphy, you really want a ruler. All right, let's put this right here for a minute. Don't roll away. There you go. Let me just make a few quick lines here. And they're probably not even straight on the paper. I'm just drawing some. Let me see what tell him says. What is the, yeah, what does the class, two nibs black ink pot? Okay, well, I don't know. You might, do they have samples? Don't they show samples, tell him, of what you would be learning? Surely they have a sample. I mean, they're going to tell you what it is. I'm sure they have to show you a sample. Like, they're not just going to say, I'm sure they have pictures. Look for what they're going to teach you. But if they're telling you two nibs, this is what they're talking about, and a black pot of ink, they're talking about this. And this isn't easy, and especially for beginners. I'm just going to tell you, it's not going to be easy for a beginner. What they usually have you do, in one of these kind of classes, as I have you start by making all the strokes. You will probably spend half the class just making different kind of strokes, pages and pages and pages of strokes like this, sideways. They're going to have you do all the practice like this until you get your hand. And again, I just picked this. I haven't picked up one of these in probably a month. So, picture of writing on a pumpkin. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine doing this on a pumpkin. Or are you talking about a picture of a pumpkin? A picture of, okay, why don't you just link the class? Well, you probably can't link. I was going to say, let me just go. It's too hard to decide or to help you without knowing the class. Tell him. I'm sorry. Yeah. But when you first start with calligraphy, and I can go get y'all, if you want to see some calligraphy books, I'll go get some calligraphy books for you. All right. I'm trying to warm up my hand here. Let's see if I can do some. And I am on an angle here, so just give me a little break for not being, I'm at a wrong angle. And I'm not using the right paper either. Dee's got some, Arlene, I do. I just don't know. I can't imagine doing any kind of calligraphy on a pumpkin unless it's a picture of a pumpkin and you're going to do something on the pumpkin. HIJ. And then again, there's different size nibs. This is kind of I don't know what number it is, but hang on. Let me do a little bigger lettering here. Let's do a little bigger. Let's see, which one do I have here? That's small. I don't want to go this big. I could go this big. You want me to go this big? I'm waiting for, hi, Laura. I'm waiting for tell him to tell me more about the class. Yeah, my brush is a little off there. I mean, my nib. I need to adjust that, fix that. All right, let's find something else. You can also get Let me find the little bit bigger one. Here, maybe. No. Here's one that's kind of in between. Let's go with this. Just set it down. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, hang on. It's a little jacked up there. Did I bend it? Maybe. I might have bent it a little. Did we lose Tell Him? Okay, I'm answering questions and I left, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, Tell Him. Hi, Joanne. Okay, here's a better size to see on camera. And again, I'm not on parchment paper. Oh, okay. You're still here. Okay. Are you supposed to be doing calligraphy on a pumpkin? Or did I miss the answer to that question? This isn't the neatest here, guys. My paper is jacking with me here. All right, let me do a couple more. But and I want to show you some other kind you don't have to get for the class they're going to be very specific what kind of materials you're going to use. But you don't have to use the dip pen. You can use like what are those called, Janet? It's not in this, it's in my other case. Let's go down here for an H. What are those pens called? Like the ones Lisa gave me with cartridges in them. Parallel pens. Thank you, Janet. Okay, I'm running out of ink over here. I'm running out of ink. There's no more ink on my little tray here. Anyway. Hi, Green. Sleep well. Hi, Molly. You're going to do it on a real pumpkin. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine that. Janet, can you imagine doing calligraphy for the first time, a newbie like this on a pumpkin? Janet? I'm missing something, people. All right, so my parallel pens are not in here, and I'm getting ink on my color book here. Okay, they're over here on this one. Hang on. Let me get out my other pen roll here. Let's move this for a minute. Parallel pens, these. And they come in multiple sizes. These are 4 sizes. And they have a cartridge in them. And they're ready to go. Well, that was kind of small to see. Let's get a bigger one. Let's see which one. And they'll go any way you move. These are I love my parallel pens. Let me see here. I don't know if I'm not on a thing. I just flung something. Okay, let's see here. You don't have to dip. Let's go down here. Does parallel have 2? Where Janet write it? Does it have 2 R's? I don't think how to spell parallel. Uh, I think it's only one R. Anyway, two parallel. I'm not sure. Anyway, but you can write. That's not right. I can tell by looking at it. That's not right. Anyway, but oh, L E. Okay, I need another L. I need another L on there, I think. Anyway, my point is these have cartridges in them, so you don't have to dip. This one's almost empty, so you don't have to dip. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if that helped you at all. Tell him. All right, let's throw this back under here. All right, let's put this back in here. Tell him did send me some happy mail. And I got some more calligraphy pens in here, the ones that I use, pointy ones. All right. So anyway, any more questions on that? And if anybody wants to see some calligraphy books, I can go get some. Y'all let me know. I'll sit here a second and look and see what y'all say. All right, let me see here. Let me read chat. Thank you, Janet. What markers were those? They're parallel pens, Alan. Parallel pens. They're not markers. They're steel nibs. Steel nibs. I don't know where I had what do you call it? A marker right here. I don't know. Flew. My green marker flew when I moved something. Oh, no. Okay. Let's see. Let's put this back in here. All right. So Tell Him sent me some happy mail. And Linda Rentz did too. If I see Linda come in. All right. Let's adjust the lighting. There we go. So she sent me a nice little letter, and she said that these are some of her special, and I know how old these are. These K & Company paper clips are old, so I love them. She said to use them in my journal, and they're her special paper clips, bookmarks. So I am going to use them. And again, we're going to give away some pages out of this book in a little while. I'm going to use them in this journal. So until I decide what page I want to use them on, though, I want to find and I don't know if I have a short page in here where I could attach them. Something like this. This is just plastic, but I think it'll work to save them in here. And that way I can attach them on here until I go to use them. And they're stunning little paper clips. So thank you, Tell Him. The letter was very nice. The letter you sent me was lovely. So I'll put them in here until I go to use them. And then I can move them over to whatever tab. See, because I got tabs going on here. I know, right? They're K & Company. They're old. They probably don't have a date because they don't like to put dates on supplies because then they think you won't buy them if they have a date on them. But yeah, they're old. They're a treasure. They're a treasure. I appreciate you sending me one of your treasures. Tell Him. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep them there until I go to use them. Let's see. You're welcome. Thanks for being said. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. And I'm not going to read the letter, but I will let me go ahead and put the letter. I'll put the letter in your card, attach it in here. I'll attach it on there like that. So thank you, Tell Him. And then I guess I could go ahead and show. Janet showed hers on Monday. Okay, let's adjust the lighting. Tim and Linda sent Janet and I these letters. She may send other people too, but I saw Janet open hers. What did Kat suggest? Our Kat said, maybe you should always wear your clothes. Oh, I missed something. Firing on some. Let's see. Oh, Janet put the link in. I see what they're talking about now. Janet went bam, 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 and had a link. Good one, Janet. Oh my gosh. Hi, Barbara, Chicken Pot Pie Society. Who else am I missing? Thanks, everybody, for being here. Linda and Tim sent some stars, which are perfect for this journal, and some little chickens. Janet got some too. Little chickens. And this, I know these are perfect size for Janet's Beast, but they're also good size for this journal. So I'm going to put them in here. A nice letter, and I got a what do you call it? A Nick Bantock postcard. If y'all know Nick Bantock, I have everything that he's ever made, I think, except maybe one book. But I have all his books, his biography, his small books, his puzzle book. I have all his stuff. So that was perfect, Linda. So thank you. This pretty fabric, and I'll make what do you call it? Tabs out of that. So this also will go in this journal. So let's make it stick it up here. Make a page for that. Let me get a sip of lemon water. Thanks everybody for being here. So yeah, this is my current journal. I switch journals all the time. It's not my sketchbook journal. I have two other ones for that are ongoing right now. This one is my sketchbook that I have going on. Plus, I have another one that's exact size for my faith journal. I showed y'all some of that last week or the week before. So these three are really what I'm working in mostly. But then I also have my collage journals. Let me put that's still got a glare there. So yeah. So thank you, Tell Him, for that. Okay, this is going to annoy me. Let's put this one back up here. Let's see. This will cover up there we go. That's better. That big white spot. That white glare. Let's see. Yes, little chickens. Right, Tina? Tiny chickens. You got one like what, Ellen? You got one like what? Hi, me. Okay, so let's move that stuff around here. So when I'm working in either my faith journal or that other sketchbook, and I'm either drawing, sketching, this is what I have handy. This right here. This is what I use. This is what I have handy. This, and this. This is what I work out of to add things to. Tabs, paper clips, doodads, ephemera. And then when I'm making postcards or ATCs, I have a wall. Let me see if I can take a picture. I don't know if I can take a picture because of the giant light right there. Hang on. Because I have let me see. I have my big light right there. Let's see. I'll try. Sorry, I just put my head up under there. Hi, Riri. I'll send you some pages. Don't buy the book, Tina. I'll send you a couple pages. See if you like doing it first. Are you talking about doing the stitched stuff? I'll send you. I'm going to write you down, Tina. Don't buy it, Tina, until you test it and see if you like doing it. Right? Let's see. There's my Sharpie pen here, and y'all got one here somewhere to write notes on camera. Here it is. Okay. stitch pages. Tina. Okay. What was I going to go look for on? I forgot what I was going to go look for on my phone. Oh well, I was going to go show y'all something. Now I've already forgot what it was. I mean y'all don't know the sidebars that a streamer has. We have to think on 10 stream levels. Hi Devin. What do y'all know what I was going to go look for before I started talking about the stitch pages? Let's see. Okay, nobody's saying anything. So anyway, so this is the stuff. Oh, I took my picture. Dang. See, too many things going on at once. I should just ignore y'all, shouldn't I? Should I ignore y'all? I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Missy. I'm not going to ignore y'all. All right, let me see if I can crop this down, get some of the. You're going to see my giant light right next to it. So I'll try to adjust for that. Let's see. Let's turn that down. Let's see here. All right, let's do a contrast here so I can maybe get y'all. There we go. So you can kind of see my wall. This is my this table here is 6 foot, but I only have like this 3 feet here to work with. At the end of this table is this wall. Oh, this is all my small postcard and ephemera stuff. See, there's my big light right there. It's huge. It's like 4 foot by 4 foot, I think. Maybe bigger, I don't know. But anyway, so over here there's a little packs of ephemera in there. And then I have some paint sitting there, but other than that, behind there's more postcard stuff. You know, all the postcard stuff is at the end of my table. Let's see. Hi, Joanne. So, but this stuff right here is my journaling stuff. So I keep it all, it's all together like this. All right, let's move that off of there. And I have some stencils here. I also have a pile of stencils I keep handy for journaling. In my art journals, you know, backgrounds, edges, you know, like let me just grab this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you know, when I want to do some kind of stenciling like this. See the background stencils? So I keep stencils handy to do this kind of stuff in the background. Well, I don't really collect postcards. I do have some vintage postcards that I'll use when I make the postcards. But I guess the last postcard, I don't know if it was the last postcard swap I was in. We're all over the place today, aren't we, guys? Was my let me I have a postcard notebook. Hang on. Let me see if I can reach it. There we go. This is my postcard notebook. So when I do postcards, like Carrie the Crafter had a challenge last year. Anyway, this is why I use the stencils. Things like this. I just grabbed my Art Nouveau book. So yeah, this one's my Art Nouveau. Let's see. Who else am I missing here? And I want to show let me go ahead and pull this up, have it at the ready. I want to show Terry's prompt page here in a minute. Let's see, photos. There we go. Okay, got Terry's page ready. Did I say hi to you, Devin? I saw you come in. Hi, Becky Hernandez. Who else am I missing? Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. I try not to miss people coming in, but I do miss people coming in. So I do scrub back through the chat later to see if you're a new person or if I've ever missed your channel, and I'll go find your channel later. So this is my postcard book and it completed, I say, but I've got, you know, tons. You saw that whole row right there of some in progress, and some are done, some are in progress. But anyway, so these are my postcards that I've done that are completed. I'll get over to the ones where the challenge was. Here's my Pantone ones. And y'all, that's another thing Janet needs to show again is her Pantone painted cards. Oh my gosh, guys. I know most of y'all probably seen them, but we need to remind Janet to show the Pantone cards again. I could see them every week. I don't know. The next swap that I want to try to do, it could be postcards. It could be postcards. It's going to be the chickens. It's going to be chickens. Riri has requested chicken art card swap, and it could be a postcard swap, and that can be with or without a conspiracy. So we're going to do chickens. Is going to be the next post. We can do a postcard swap. That's fine. But it's going to be chickens. That's going to be the theme of the next swap. And like I said, with or without conspiracy. Let me get my new conspiracy chicken. My new conspiracy chicken who has his tinfoil hat. Oh my goodness. Janet and I both have our own tinfoil hats too. Oh my gosh. Janet did show her conspiracy journal. She showed her conspiracy journal again on Monday. Before we played Pictionary, she showed the conspiracy journal. Yeah, I love my conspiracy chickens. Okay, let's see. Well, the reason that I thought of the conspiracy chicken is because, chicken, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. So it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy chicken. Oh my gosh. Hi, Marsh. Good to see you. So, yes, tinfoil hats. Really? You're so funny. Well, you don't have to draw, tell him. You can collage. You can do collage. All right, so let me show you my these are collage, but I want to get over to here. So starting here. So Carrie the Crafter had a challenge where you had to use some kind of jelly plated paper, and the number of the day had to be on there, and you had to sign it, I think. I don't think, Devin, do you remember if there was any other thing to the challenge? You had to use jelly plated papers and have the number on there. I don't know if there was anything else. You get it now, Riri? So these are my 31 days postcards that I did for that challenge. And I'll just kind of move. Most of them, there's a couple that this one is vertical, but most of them are horizontal. So, and they're all numbered, and and I put them in these sleeves. Poor chicken. Yes, you have a tinfoil hat. So, so this is all jelly plated papers in the backgrounds. And I made the little scenes. I made them little worlds, little visions. Hi, Jolu. Gotta have some fun, people. So, so you can see the jelly plated papers all in there, all throughout. And that's what I do with when I jelly plate and make jelly plated papers. It's for it's for my collage. And I haven't added any I have 3 collages over here that I'm working on. I haven't added any jelly plate to them yet, but I'll show those to you. Y'all have seen my discs, you know, and then there's those. And then I also signed the backs of them and I put a stamp on the back of each one. I'm not mailing them, but then here's some other ones that I've done here. Here's some other, these aren't part of the challenge, but these are some other ones I've done. This was a swap we did. And then I got plenty of room for lots more. So this is my postcard binder, if you will. I have ATC binders, postcard binders, collage binders. Let's see. Yes, I'm good at making a scene, Arlene. Let's see. Hello, Ruth. Just look on Amazon. Let's see. Postcards are great. I want to. Aw, I sent you did I send you a copy of a couple of them? Cameron liked a lot of them too. I made copies for Cameron of about 10, 12 of them. Marsh. Cameron liked a lot of them. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and show Terry's. And y'all can go on Instagram and look at Terry Brett 3. It's not going to show up here very well because it wants to flash out, the light, the light. Hang on. But Terry did the prompts, and the prompts were Komodo dragon, door, sushi, disapproval, and fancy hat. I'm going to pinch and drag it in a minute. But she also added some of the words from the book that we read on Monday. She's been adding those. So here we go. We got the little cat up here, and it says, "What's all this hullabaloo?" The letter H was the words from on Monday. "Oh, I strongly disapprove of all this hogwash." Terry's imagination. Here's the sushi down here. Free sushi sitting out in the sun. I'm sure we all want some of that free hot sushi. And then over here, the Komodo dragon saying, "Oh, it's a humdinger of a day. Humbug. I'm the harbinger of good news." So if you want to see this one, Terry usually does at least one a week. I mean, she does one a week with the prompts. But it's Terry Brett 3 on Instagram. You're just so funny, Terry. Thank you. Kat put a link to Terry's Instagram there. She just does some amazing stuff with Hupster took one of our ferns to his office. It's getting that he takes it every winter to keep it alive because it's so big, and we can't have plants in the house because of the cats. But it's a huge fern, and so yeah, I just came across that picture. So anyway, all right, let's see. Oh wait, did I have any pictures I was going to show? I didn't ask Annie if I could show this, but I don't think she'll mind. But she's Annie, Dan, and Logan, they live out in LA. And anyway, Dan used to be a model. Dan, Logan's dad, used to be a model. And Dan went to visit his mom and dad out East Coast. And when he was going through some of his stuff, Annie got sent the pictures from Dan. Let me see. And so I'll show you two of them here. So Dan used to be a model. I think he was a Calvin Klein underwear model. But this is Logan's dad. That's Logan's dad. So she sent me these pictures. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. I don't hope she doesn't mind me showing them. I don't think they're public. They're out there in the world. You know what I mean? So let's see. I think cats hate plants. Well, so many of them are poisonous, Tina. So many of them are poisonous, so I don't have any in the house at all. Okay. So, all right, Tina wants a couple of these pages, and I'm going to do a giveaway. And I'll have to fold them in half in a business envelope. Oh, well, let's see, whatever size envelope, probably a business envelope, and send y'all. So when I do the giveaway, I'll send two to each person that wins one. We can do 3 US and 3 international. I got plenty here. I'm not going to do all these pages with the stitch. The cat, and I call it cat and paste technique because she's the first one that I ever saw do that. Let me go back to Instagram. She's the first one I saw ever do that technique, and apparently it's on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so if there's new techniques on TikTok, I'm TikToked out. I mean, I'm not in it. So, but here, see how it looks like stitching, and she does have videos. She does have videos on her YouTube channel of how to do this. And see how that one's got like the little rabbit there and the little cup and all that? Well, you can also make it look like stickers. And she did this to look like stickers. So you can do both different ways. But anyway, they're so adorable. But they're done with this kind of book, this kind of pages, right? So I had no books like this to do that kind of thing. So I got this one, and I'll give away some pages. So if I do 3, 6, that'll be, I don't know if I have enough pages for two each. Let's just do 2 US and 2 international, and then that way I can send two to each person. 2, 4, 6. That'd be 8 pages. So I don't know if I have enough for 12 or more. So we'll do two each. Hi, Ann Makes. Let's see, who else am I missing? Okay, so we're gonna do a giveaway here in a little bit with that, and we're gonna give away two each. So I've been using, and I showed y'all this last Monday. I've been using my Ohuhu water-based markers to work in this Fairyland book, and I'm almost done with the second page. But you don't have to get what I like about these, and the reason I got them is because they are brush tip. Okay. Now, when you buy any Ohuhu markers, whether it's water based, alcohol based, you need to do your homework and make sure you're buying what you think you're buying. These are water based. They're not going to blend like alcohol markers. Ohuhu also has the alcohol markers. Okay. Well, you can't see the lettering of it there. It's silver on white. But and they have, well, this is not the, there's the brush tip side. So, but alcohol markers will blend and blend beautifully. I like my Copics the best, of course, but Ohuhu's a good, they're the popular brand at the moment. You're welcome, Ellen. These are water based. They're half the price. It was probably even a third of the price of alcohol markers, but they're water based. Now, you don't have to go out and buy this set. You can get, let me see if I can take a picture of this because it's hard. It's too hard for me to bring down all this. I'll just take a quick picture. You can use, I'll just pull one or two down. Here's some of my the pastel ones. These pastel ones are kind of new. The super tips. These are the pastel ones. They come in all the same. They come in all the bright colors too. These I think are the scented ones, but they come in all different. Let me show you the picture I took. Hi, Karen. I know I'm missing people coming in, so thanks everybody. Thanks, Tina. All right, here we go. So here's part of my marker wall. And here's my super tips. Those and those. And super tips, you can get 100 super tips for probably about $20. So super tips are the water-based super tip. Now, these are also, tell him if you're still here, these are also good for your calligraphy brush lettering. I'll do that here in a second. So super tips are very inexpensive and they last forever. These things do not run out. I don't think I've had a couple dry up, but for the most part, super tips last forever. But what I like about them as well is like Janet and I both do. Let's just do Janet's name here. You can do brush lettering with them. And you can do small, and that's another thing, because they're the super tip, you can do fat, medium, thin. You can do different size tips with the tip. Yes, especially exactly, Ann makes, especially now with the back to school stuff. So yeah, super tips are great. Now they're water based. They're not going to last, they're going to fade. You don't want to do a professional piece with your super tips. Just saying. But if you just want to play around and do some calligraphy, do some names and all that, but or color in your color book, they will be awesome in your color book. Let me just find us something here. Let's see. All right, so I started doing some of the green on this page with my Ohuhu water based. And the reason I like these over and above the super tips for color books, for one, they have a variety of shades of color, but they're brush tip. These are not brush tips. So with a brush tip, you can get finer details. All right, so let's just pick one of these for a second. Let's just go with the yellow here for this big yellow flower. All right, here. So this is a pastel. This is a pastel set, so it's lighter than the regular yellow. Let me get the regular yellow here to show y'all here. Let me get a test page. Here's the pastel. And here's the regular yellow. I think this is there you go. Okay. So the pastels are nice for a subtle colors. And you can see they have quite a few. I think there's 12, 20. I'm not sure how many in the pastel set. And they're just inexpensive. Now, again, these are water-based. Let me should be putting some here. They shouldn't go through, but, we want to be careful. Hi, Lisa. Hey, girl. Hey. Yeah, Ellen, yes, this is what I do. This is one with the water-based markers with pencil on top. Okay, there's pencil on top. The background here is all pencil. This is all pencil back here. I posted this one on Instagram. So that's what I'm showing you. It's the same thing here. Oop, did I pull the wrong one? Yeah, it's the bright one. They do not blend like alcohol markers. Just saying. You're not going to get them to blend. I mean, they'll blend a little bit, but they're not going to blend like alcohol markers. Yes, the regular one is brighter. That's why these are called pastels. These are called pastels because they're pastel. Y'all are funny. So I'm just going to quickly do this. And you can do a pretty big a big piece with the water-based markers as a base. Now, again, I'll tell y'all have to write this stuff down so you don't forget. You have to make sure this is 100% dry before you go in here with pencil. This will stay wet for a few minutes, or hit it with your heat tool and dry it quicker. You cannot go over this with your color pencils while it's wet. You'll tear your paper, peel your paper, dig into your paper. You got to make sure that these water-based markers or alcohol-based, any of them, you have to make sure they're dry before going in with pencils. Don't go in there with pencils till they're dry, okay? Now, while it's still wet, I'm going to go in with the marker. But again, you got to be sure to not oversaturate as well. If you get this too wet, now this is a one-sided thing, but if you get it too wet, it's going to tear your paper. So it's best to let it dry. It's best to let it dry before you put another layer, just like watercolor. If you're using watercolor in a color book, you want to make sure that first layer is dry before you go in with another layer. Okay, so there's another little more. No, you don't have to wait. Just a few minutes, Ellen. A few minutes. It doesn't take a day for that to dry. No, it does not take a day. It takes maybe 5 minutes. Okay. With a heat tool, it takes 30 seconds. I don't use mineral spirits after you color with pencils. No, you mean to blend? No, I don't use mineral spirits. I only blend with pencil. I don't even use the blender pencils. You know, the pencils made to blend your pencils out. I don't use those either. I just use pencil, like this right here. Oh, and then here's the one I'm almost finished with. I did work a little more on the background. Here's one that's finished. The background, that's all pencil. No blender, no alcohol stuff, no nothing. Just pencil. This is all this is right here is, see if I got them right here. This one, and white. The background's just done with that. The dark teal, the light teal, and the white. That's it on the background. These are all done with my Ohuhu water-based and then pencil on top. Do I need to zoom? Maybe I should zoom in. I'm not really working on anything right now, but you know, just showing y'all some samples. Let's see. Hi, Flo. Flo, we said happy birthday to you earlier. I think it's your birthday week. Happy birthday week, Flo. So anyway, yeah, this one's done and posted on Instagram. This one I'm almost done. Let's kind of get the light. You saw my big light over there. Big light can flare it out here. So let's see here. Your light on your camera will fight with black and white. It'll fight the light will fight that. So, and I just have a webcam. I don't have, I've just got a webcam, nothing fancy. Let's see. Janet's still on flow. Happy birthday. Yeah, Tina's birthday's tomorrow. And View's birthday was it last? I don't know if View's still here. Last week or the beginning of this week. I can't remember. But View and Mary Autier's birthday was was Monday. So I'm going to eat the rest of my Fig Newton so my voice doesn't crack. Oh, let's see. Let's see, Jolu. Not sure what's going on with her. I try to watch the chat, guys, but if it's not in caps, I'm probably going to miss it. Chat moves fast. Toss this big ball of minerals. Well, go look up some of the coloring, mostly girls. Go look up some of the coloring gals that use the mineral spirits. I have some. I got some here somewhere. And see if you like it. If you've not tried it yet. Oh, you're welcome, Shelly. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, sometimes people let me know when they get their happy mail. Most of the time I don't hear back. But I'm glad. I hope everybody gets their happy mail. Let's see. So anyway, this one is almost done. I have some more shading on the roof to do and a little bit. I want to add a little bit more, maybe some white water drippage off the flowers. Let's see. So like maybe if let's just say there was a white drop of water here, and then we can come along here. We can have it coming off of somewhere and have some water dripping. Off of some of these leaves. Maybe this one's coming down this way. And then when that dries, I can add a little bit of pencil to kind of feather it out a little. So we can add a little bit of water dripping down the flower. Too much, just a touch. This right here, that's what's messing up the lighting, is that black sheet there. Let's see. Hi, Denise. Let's see, who else am I missing? If y'all don't follow Denise, you need to. You need to follow Denise. And fun stuff. So we're just kind of doing a hodgepodge of stuff right now. I haven't really started doing anything. So showing a couple of the pages that I've done out of the Fairyland. So, and talking markers, talking calligraphy. So, and we're going to give away some pages out of here so y'all can practice the cat and paste. Well, I'm calling it the cat and paste. She's not the one that invented. She go, no, you know. So yeah, so get your markers. Wait a minute. Let me go back over to cat and paste again. Here we go. She does them with stickers. I mean, that's not a sticker. She made it look like a sticker. And then let's see here. Let's go to the other one. This one. And then see how it looks like? It looks like stitching. I know I've shown it 5 times, but you know, I want y'all to get the point. And then go, thanks, Tina. There's Denise's channel. And she just does it on this kind of pages. She does the stitching on this. So we're going to do a giveaway with some of these pages so y'all can give it a go. Give it a go. Okay. Yeah, she does, Devin. She has a great tutorial on YouTube about it. I think Kat put a link earlier. All right. So let's see. So let's put away the super tips here. Do y'all have any more? Ask the questions now. Ask questions now if you have questions about any of the. Did we answer all the questions on the calligraphy? Did y'all want to see calligraphy books? If y'all don't want to see calligraphy books, let me know, because I won't go downstairs and bring them up if y'all don't want to. If y'all don't want to see calligraphy books. But, you know, super tips, you can do this. I don't know why I put the other one that I just had here. Here we go. Steel nib, parallel pen. That was from Monday. Do you want me to color today, Ellen? Elisa wants to see calligraphy. I can get calligraphy books. You want to see the freaking napkin book? I showed that recently, Riri. I showed the napkin journal recently. Oh my gosh, girl. You're so funny. Let's see. Let's turn the brightness up just a little. Okay. I can go get a couple calligraphy books if you want me to. Let's see. Joyce. Who else am I missing? Trying to see if I've missed anybody. And yeah. So again, on the alcohol versus water-based markers, these are amazing for your color book, but they don't blend like alcohol markers. They do not blend like alcohol. Oh, I know what else I was going to show y'all. I was going to show you some of the discs I'm working on. I have them laid out. They're not glued down yet. This tree needs to be cut out. So I'm doing some train scenes. And so they're just laid out. They're just sitting there. I got 3 of them. This little tree needs to be cut out real quick. So I have a whole bunch of ideas for all my disc collages, but I haven't worked on them on camera in a while, and none of these I've worked on camera. Sometimes there's not enough hours in the day, or is there? Okay, so let's just tear that off because I'm just going to be kind of tucked down in there. So, like the trains, I know. So, and I did these on I can't tilt it to the side because nothing's glued down, but this is on a little bit thicker disc as opposed to my other ones. There's that one. There's this one. And again, they're not laid out exactly perfectly where everything's going to be, but that one. And I'll make the smoke and billowing and more smoke, because it's mixed media. I had paint. To all these. Okay, and then this one. Oh, thanks, Denise. Have you not seen any of my discs? Wood discs are fun to work on. They're inexpensive. Let me show you this one. These are a little thicker, but the sizes. I usually use 3 sizes. This is the large size. They're just balsa wood, and this is thin. This is thinner than these. This one, but let me go. I'll go grab a couple. Hang on, they're finished. Hang on, guys. And then if y'all want, I'll get the calligraphy book. All right, I've just grabbed a couple. I have them hanging on plate racks, like the metal plate, black metal iron looking plate racks in my mural room. Let me move these because they're not glued down. I don't want these to get messed up because I have them laid out. But the different sizes, here's a couple of the medium size ones, and I varnish them. And so this is the size of the railroad ones. Okay, and I varnish them. I paint them on the back when I'm done. This one's not painted on the back like this. Paint them on the back, edge them with gold, and varnish them. So, but the larger ones, here's some of the larger ones. A lot of it's collage soup. Let's go ahead and back out one here. I love me some collage soup. So this one's funny. I love this. We did this one on stream. Well, we did a lot of these on stream. So there's my cat and the wheel, the planet. I love the cats in space. So, and again, they're varnished. And then I did a whole series of these different, ancient civilizations. That one, here's the large one, ancient civilization. And then here's a small one in a series, all varnished. And then this is probably my newest one that I did on stream. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. Well, I gave Denise a dance one. I gave Cameron, Samantha, I gave them their London ones. then I did one for another one for Samantha of the library because she loves to read. And so there's that one. And then this one, my fall lady. The one I gave Samantha is kind of like this, but it's the inside of a library. And they're all on my Instagram, guys. If y'all want to see, all these are all on my Instagram. And then here's my Alice in Wonderland one. And then this is one of my favorites as well. This is my Upside Down World. Those, you can see it both ways there. So, little time travel, upside down, interdimensional little space. So, I really love this one. So, anyway, so those are some of my discs that I do. And now I'm working on those 3 trains. Let's see. So, y'all, let me do a BRB and I'll go, let me do a BRB and I will go get a couple calligraphy books. I guess we have no plans today. I'll try to color some. Because we're going to do a giveaway out of this book. All right, just a second. Let me go run down and get a couple calligraphy books to show y'all. They're downstairs. Okay. Whew. Got an arm load. I tried to pull a variety to show you some things you can do with lettering. I got a cramp in that finger. I'm carrying up the heavy books. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. All right. Let me catch my breath. Take a sip of water. And then we will show you a few ideas that you can do with calligraphy. Whew. Hi, Renita. Sorry, guys. It's a haul all the way down there and all the way back to my library. Okay. This one, I don't know why I brought that. That's something different, but let's see. Let's divide this out. Hang on. Some other things here. I even pulled a Zentangle book for Janet's Zentangle Queen. I don't do Zentangle. I don't have patience for it, but I want to show you how you can incorporate. Okay. All right. Let's start with the history. Oh, thanks. Tell him. Okay, so this one's mastered. This is the cover right here, but I just took it off because I didn't want to tear it up. So this is a Taschen book. Taschen books are amazing. Let me tell you though, if you buy a Taschen book, make sure you get the size you think you're getting because they come in different sizes. This is a large size, but Taschen books also come in small sizes. So if you buy, I think I'm saying it right, Taschen. If you buy a Taschen book off Amazon, make sure you check the size. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we do. We're enablers here, Denise. I won't pull out the collage soup books. I think you have plenty of those. Okay, so anyway, and y'all need to go follow Denise first for real. Um, okay, so anyway, this book goes all the way back from manuscript illumination and just the history of it. This is a beautiful book. It's one of my favorite books. And I won't make y'all listen to me read today, but it's a beautiful book. It's a huge coffee table size book, but beautiful illuminated manuscripts, Psalms, books, Bibles, all kinds of just beautiful calligraphy and illuminated, which means, it's not just the lettering, it's got the art with it. So anyway, there's tons of books out there like this one for inspiration. And I've done a few things like this back in the day, back when I was a professional calligrapher. And, nobody buys that stuff anymore by hand. Maybe the Queen would have, and I think the Queen had her own professional calligrapher. I know, right, Janet? So, all right, let's see here. Let's do a little, turn the brightness down, try to get it nice and sharp. There's all kinds of books on classes like this. This is a comprehensive guide from basic techniques to inspirational alphabets. And it tells, and I've got all kinds of books that talk about, I try not to pull every book. I mean, I could have pulled 3 times this many books on calligraphy, but I just tried to I kind of went through them and picked a little bit of variety. So this one is all on the different tools and methods. And let's see this one. And Kat, do not go look all these up. I'll give y'all some information on. A lot of them may not be around anymore. This one came out in 1994, reprinted in 1999. So some of my books are, going to be older. But anyway, you can get, speak of the Queen, you can get lots of tips and techniques and how to do everything to gold leaf and all the different alphabets. And I don't know if Tell Him's still here, but when I was talking about how to practice all the different strokes, when you start calligraphy, you have to learn how to do the upright, the sideways, and then there's the different fonts, the different alphabets. So here we go. So here's some of the different alphabets. Well, let me zoom back in again. Hang on, guys. I want y'all to be able to see. Okay. So different types. See the different types of lettering you can do? So there's a gazillion of them. There's the Gothic, Old English. This is what I do when I do my certificates for the dojo, is this. Here it is here. And you can do it very close together like this, but it's hard to read. I know, right, Missy? So this is one of the books that has just tons of different alphabets in it. And I don't even know if some of these books are available anymore. I'm going to be, tell y'all, I don't know, but I'll give y'all the ISBN. This one's 1-861-55-555-5. 7? Is there a 7 on that? It might have the 7 on it. Although the ISBN number here does not have a 7 on it, but this one has a 7 on it. So, But anyway, this one is a complete calligrapher. I think it might have come with some kind of a little workbook, but I don't remember. It's Emma Callery, Callery. Okay. This one's also, some of these are old. I just try to get a variety. David Harris is one of the most, and I don't even know if he's still alive. I have not looked into calligraphy people since probably the 90s. I've been doing calligraphy since, well, I started doing a little bit in the 70s, but in the 80s and 90s is when I did most of my calligraphy. And then, of course, when Windows and, looking up everything online came out, then, kind of went this wayside. People didn't, weren't doing the calligraphy like this one's 1991. Okay. But anything you can find by David Harris is good. And Janet probably has half of the same books as I do. But anyway, so here's some different ways to do art with it. Okay. So it doesn't just have to be certificates or quotes or I know I told y'all the story. I'll flip and tell y'all one story about my calligraphy experience. And if y'all have any questions, put it in caps. But here's some different art. When I was doing calligraphy, when I was working at in retail, I was a visual merchandiser and did calligraphy on this. I never did professional calligraphy for just that job. There was always a side hustle back then. But I, was a part of the guilds and all that. But anyway, this is one of my favorite stories to tell. And some of y'all probably already heard it. It's a moving story. So get out a Kleenex. I'm just kidding. You don't need a Kleenex, but anyway, look at that. See, this kind of stuff right here reminds me of Aubrey Beardsley. Remember I talked about Aubrey Beardsley the stream or two ago that first got me interested in black pen and ink back when I was in junior high. And I said, I want to do that. So anyway, so one of it was actually the housekeeper of the department store I worked at. She came to me and said, I know you do calligraphy, and I've seen some of your calligraphy, and I really don't have a lot of money, but I really wish I could get you to do this one quote for me. It's for a good friend of mine who really helped me out. And I want this verse. I think it was a verse. It was a verse. I really want this verse to give him, and just a small little calligraphy of this verse. I said, okay. I'm not going to mention any names. It's easy for me to just say, okay, so and so. I did it. So I think I just charged her a couple of dollars for it. So she, because she wanted it to be a gift. So, she felt good about paying me for, a little bit. Look at all this, though. I'm hoping y'all are getting to see some of this. So I did that calligraphy for her, didn't think nothing about it, gave it to her. And a few years later, I'm not sure exactly how many years later, one of my friends was having trouble with, let me give you all this ISB and then I'll tell the rest of the story. 0517067005. Modern Masters, Art, Inspiration, and Technique. David Harris. Again, anything David Harris. Let me stop flipping for just a minute to tell you the rest of the story. So then, so one of my friends her dad had passed away, and he was a VA, and she was having trouble with the VA paying for crossing over to the line to the next state where he was going to be buried, and he died in one state and he's a VA, wanted to be buried. It was kind of a situation. So she went to the funeral director across the state line. So here's my situation. My dad, passed away in this state. He wants to be buried here. He's a VA, blah, blah, blah. And the whole thing, right? And she was like at her wit's end. And hi, John. If y'all have missed John's our resident Quest for Oak Island, which he's going to be snapping it up here pretty soon. He has been showing off and on some different drones and stuff from Oak Island. So if y'all are interested in Oak Island, make sure you follow John. Thanks, John, for stopping in. So so she went to the funeral director and she was sitting there and telling the story and everything. And he goes, well, hang on. He goes, let me go see what I can do. It's a situation. Let me see what the rules or the laws are and the VA and all this. And so she said that while she was sitting there, she was saying a prayer. She goes, Lord, I'm at my wit's end. I just need I need something to confirm that you're with me. She knew God was with her, but she felt at her wit's end. And she said, I just need to see something, know something. I just need some kind of a sign that you're with me. And I'm not advocating looking for signs, people. I'm just telling you what happened to her. And she looked up on the wall and she saw calligraphy. And she said, that looks like my friend's handwriting, her calligraphy. And she went up to the wall, looked at the calligraphy, and it was the calligraphy I had done for the housekeeper across state lines a couple of years ago. Before this, and my calligraphy was on the funeral director's wall, and the housekeeper had the funeral director had helped her out before, and she had given that funeral director my calligraphy as a thank you. And when my friend went to the funeral director, she looked on the wall, she saw my calligraphy. She goes, that's all she needed to know. She knew God was going to work everything out, and he did. But it was just one of those things that you just don't know when you do one thing, how it impacts the ripples go through, I know, right, Tina? Did you see Peace Oak Island video? No. Did he do one on Oak Island, Tina? It wasn't this Saturday, was it? Because I thought I skimmed through it, but I didn't hear him talk about Oak Island. It must have been a while back, Tina. You'll have to tell me about it later. I know, right? Right, Laverne? So, yeah, so the calligraphy I'd given the housekeeper in one state helped my friend a couple years later, seeing it on the funeral director's wall. And so, yeah. So anyway, it still gives me goosebumps to tell that story. So no, I did not see it, Tina. I'll have to go look for it. So anyway, there's my calligraphy story, and Hubster gave me this one. He wrote in the beginning of it. I don't know what year did he write in it. Didn't put this is not. He gave this book to me in 1995. David Harris. So again, it's got all kinds of lettering, how to do the different letters, samples. Look, see how to do each letter stroke, how you connect the letters, how to do them all. There's a lot to steel nib calligraphy. Exactly, tell him, exactly. So anyway, this one is very good for step-by-step lettering. Look, how to hold the pens and everything. So I'll give y'all the ISBN so you can go look. Here's the uppercase, lowercase, italic. So just tons of different lettering styles and how to do them. Brush lettering, how to do it with a brush. You can do watercolor. There's one girl, and I don't know, it was in passing, and it's probably been a couple years since I've seen her, but she does brush lettering with the actual brush and does watercolor. But if you put in YouTube watercolor brush lettering, she'll come up. So this one is 156458841. I'll make sure and put in the description, the title or the description of today's video that we talked about calligraphy books, so you can come back and find it. And I'll put it in my art book playlist. So, Kathy Bird, come in. Hi, Kathy. I was there till lunchtime yesterday at your channel. Kathy Bird comes on Tuesdays. Somebody's dog passed away. Sorry, I didn't mean. I'm sorry. Whoever's dog passed away. I just saw that. So sorry, whoever that was. I was trying to click on Kathy so that y'all would go follow her. There she is. Kathy Berg. She streams every Tuesday about 10 Eastern. This one's illuminated, paint your own illuminated letters, and this one is miniatures, I believe. This one's miniatures. This one came out in 1998, ISBN 9, oh wait, no, 07858106641. And I believe it's got the history, symbolism, what the symbols mean, flowers, colors, heraldry, basic techniques, projects, templates, and on and on. So, but very beautiful. I actually did this one time. So, what all the different flowers and leaves, what they mean. Oak is faith and endurance. The olive branch, the rose, the different kind of rose, what they mean, symbolized, especially in like the Renaissance and medieval. Here's the colors, what colors mean. Heraldry. I was talked about that on Monday. Different capitals, how to do them, gold leafing. Just giving y'all a little taste for the different kinds of calligraphy stuff that's out there. And y'all, I've shown y'all these books sometimes, over the years. Did I say hi to you, Mama, before? I think I did. It's fun to be back. It's good to have you back. Kathy's been away with family vacays and weddings. So it's good to have you back. Okay. So just so y'all can see, and if y'all ever get a chance, I talk about this every time I talk about illuminated lettering. If you've ever been able to go to, hi Jane, if you've ever been able to go to a museum and see medieval calligraphy with gold in person, if you have never seen any of the calligraphy with gold in person, you cannot even imagine what it looks like. My museum probably 25, 30 years ago here had a J.P. Morgan traveling exhibit of calligraphy and medieval manuscripts that I went to. If you see them in person, they glow. They literally glow. I can't even describe it better than that. Okay. Did I show this one already? Step-by-step calligraphy. I don't know. What was the other one? No, I didn't show this one. This one's Susan Houghton. And again, some of these are older, 1997. But you can still get tons of different calligraphy books. The best place to probably look if you just want some sample ones and to try to get your hand, to feel if you'd like to practice it and see if you like it. Barnes and Noble, in their stack out books of they're not clearance books, but they're inexpensive. A lot of times they're Barnes and Noble brand, published by them. They have a lot of calligraphy books over there. So look over in that area if you hadn't seen them. Now I'm going to show y'all a little odd different things here that you can intertwine calligraphy with. I'm going to do a giveaway here in a minute. These, I have tons of these old, what do you call it? What do you call these? Like, this one's not Dover, clip art books. This one still has a CD in it. Still has a CD in it. All these are on the CD. So, but clip art books, there's tons of different ones. I have a couple. I think I pulled another clip art book here. Here's a Celtic knot one. Here's a fantasy ornament one. But clip art books, back in the day before we could, if you're young, you're not going to understand this. Some of y'all will get it. Clip art books were used for your design ideas, and they were copyright free. And Dover, is this a Dover one? I think this is a Dover one. Yeah, this is a Dover one. Dover was the main publisher for clip art books, where you could get designs copyright free. And so these kind of books like this are awesome for your calligraphy designs, for illuminated letters, borders, depending on what your project was. I've done long, skinny calligraphies, very tiny calligraphy, long, skinny parchments with fancy borders around them. These kind of things like this. Yes, I still have. It's not a DVD, Tina. It's a CD. It's a CD, Tina. It's not even a DVD. But anyway, fantastic ornaments. So this kind of thing, look for, and Dover's still in business. I think their owner, I forget her name, she just passed away here a couple of years ago. But Dover is still around. You can still get, there's thousands. I've got probably 2 bookshelves full of Dover books. Got tons of Dover books because back in the day, and I still have them, I kept them. Yes, I know, Tina, I know. Here's another one. This one, is this a Dover as well? This is a Dover, and this is a Celtic art method of construction. So if you have ever wanted to do Celtic art, this book will tell you step by step how to do Celtic art. Now, it's not easy. I'm just going to be honest with you. Well, I'm always honest with you, but but it's Celtic art. Celtic knotting is not easy. Start back to work Monday. School starts Wednesday. My summer break is over. Okay, tell him. Well, and tell him thank you again so much for the paper clip bookmark things. They're stunning, and I put them right in my journal. And I do appreciate that letter as well. I'll keep the letter right there too. And I appreciate you. Thank you. You had to buy an external drive. I do. I have an external drive because the computer's like my desktop right here. It's an all-in-one. It's an HP all-in-one, and there's no tower. There's no CD drive. I have the monitor, my keyboard. Don't look at it, Janet. My keyboard and my mouse. It's a touch screen too. The all-in-one. It's a touch screen, but there's no CD DVD drive. I have little external drives for that too. CB. Anyway, so if you have the patience, and like Janet would be good at this if she had. I know she's done some of this before because Janet does amazing Zentangles. Y'all need to. Let me write this. Let me make a note. We're gonna have to remind Janet to show her Pantone. Show Janet next Monday. Show her Pantone cards and her Zentangle box and collection of her Zentangles. I'll make a note for Janet to do that next Monday. Janet. Oh my gosh. So anyway, but look at all the different Celtic knot. There's just tons. And then there's the lettering. See how you can do the lettering? It shows you step by step, different types, different ways. Look at all the ways to make a D or an E, and then different little knots inside each letter. This is probably the definitive Celtic knot instruction book. Did I say what year it came out? But look, it's got all the not the heraldry, there's a name for the people and the animals. The borders and knot work. There's a name for the little people and stuff, but I can't think of it right now. Knotwork panels, spirals, key panel, letter, zoomorphics. Zoomorphics are the little animals and stuff. The little people and the little animal here, like this. No, that's not a very good sample. Let me see. But anytime there's people or animals, like zoomorphics, how to do them step by step. I need to pull this book out just for inspiration. It's so inspiring. This came out in 1975. This one came out in 1975, but I'm sure it's still Dover has all they keep them on stack on hand. All right, I don't know if I gave you all this one or not, but it's 0486229238 Celtic Art. Okay, by George Bain, and that's another person that's like the definitive um, Celtic knot person, if you will. Yes, yeah. I have actually carved Celtic knots on those stamps, Devin. I have actually carved some. Here's the thing about carving Celtic knots. Celtic knots are so precise, and to carve them, you're when you carve a rubber stamp, it's not that precise. It looks like you've carved, which that's the charm of carving your own stamps is that they look like they've been carved. And Celtic knot, and you can still find a place to use it, but I wouldn't use it in my calligraphy or something like that. Okay. Oh, back to alphabets and ornaments. This is again, I still have. So anyway, they have how this worked was the book. Let's see what year did this come out. Is this fun? See, I love going back through my old books. This came out in the scrapbooking community, 2005. This came out mainly in the scrapbooking community for you to use these designs in your scrapbooking. And how it worked is you had your CD, and all these images on the back have a number so that you can find it easily on the CD. So, and they're layered up. Like this is not all of this. So you could get this music sheet, you could get this postcard, you could have this. They're all individual things. So they look layered up here so they could get a lot on a page. See, all these different ones, these different elements are layered up here, but you don't have to print them out layered. You can print them out one by one. Do you know what I mean? Hi, sister. Oh, yes, Devin, I gotcha. See how this is laid on top of this, and that's laid on top of that. Well, when you go to do the printout, you can just pick the elements that you want. You don't have to. They're not touching each other. In other words, on the CD, they're individual. So what was fun about this is you could print out like the letters or this postcard or that piece of blue paper. See, they're all different. So this one, but even if you didn't have a CD or print, you didn't want to print these out, it's still inspirational, and tons of different old timey. Oh, here's how to look it up. I wrote it all out. How to look it up on the CD, and I'm glad I did because right now I probably would never remember how to do that. How to find them exactly, because there's no, you just have to know how to go find them. I have seen these books for sale without the CDs on online. But look, that's 1, 2, 3 different, maybe 4 different elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements on this sheet. So each one of those those letters is separate. But it's a very inspirational to find these kind of books. Because like I said, the back sheet is, the back of the page is the numbers. But you can see, and I'm not even halfway through the book yet for you to see all the different. And a lot of this kind of stuff now you can find them at museums, libraries. If you go look up the famous libraries and museums, they will have free downloads that are copyright free. And you can find all this kind of stuff at libraries and museums online. Okay, then this one's not that old. Hand-drawn lettering, draw, print, paint. And this one, I think I got at Barnes and Noble in that section I was talking about. 2016, hand drawn lettering, draw, print, paint. So some of them, this is more if you want to hand draw your letters and do brush lettering or just hand drawing, or do your own graffiti style, or look. Now y'all are getting probably more interested because this is more painty, arty, not just picking up a steel nib and dipping it in some paint. I mean, some ink. Uh, so, paper history, historical. So, this has got like ancient Egypt. Here's some glyphs, how to do construction caps, drawing letters, hand drawing them. And then here's like inking them. Whimsical. I'll give you all the ISB in just a minute. Inky alphabets, painting letters, drawing, so you can doodle your letters, sketchbooks, pen and ink, loose brush strokes. So if you don't want to try to draw neatly, draw messy on purpose. Get a brush, dip it in some ink, and I don't just dip into a bottle of ink, and I don't usually use ink wells, even though Inky Well is my name since I've been online. Uh, I use these Chinese soapstones and put the ink on these, and then either run my brush or my nib through these. But you could take, just put some ink out wherever you want to put it. I put it on a palette and dip it and just write messy like this. Brush pen. Here's Arabic and all the Arabic letters. I also have a whole book on how to do Hebrew. I didn't bring that one up, but I've carved my own Hebrew alphabet. I've carved a Gothic alphabet, hand carved in the little on the erasers. I've carved all my alphabets. Here's handmade. This is one of those metal stencils. Collage letters. This one's made out of bones. Painted plates, stencil lettering, paper folding, more folded paper, graph paper, drawing shadows. Here's printing with the old ink printing press, carving, inspiration, a bunch of different inspiration back here. So, I don't know if I gave it. I'll give it to you again. 978-1-4380-08318. Hand-drawn lettering. Draw, print, paint. Max Marlborough. Are y'all enjoying these? It's not just calligraphy. Yes, soapstones. Yes, tell him. Okay, here's another one that's not that old. 100 Days of Lettering, a complete creative lettering course. Joe Roeder. And again, I've talked about how any of these kind of books that are courses, or like the 365 books, I'm not going to go get those right now, but the 365 books, or any of like Carrie, what is it, Janet? Carrie Smith's books, or any of those. I don't do the work in the books. I do them in a journal or a sketchbook. But you can do them in these books. All right, this one came out in 2018. Again, I think I found this at Barnes and Noble over in the stack out, section. Let's see. Hello, Patty. Yes, Raul does graffiti lettering. He does shorts. He was doing people's names, I think, for a while. And I hope Raul's doing well. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. He has health issues. So we miss our Raul when he's not around. But he has tons of shorts on graffiti lettering. Let's see. Scrolling. Try not to miss anybody. Okay, so this one it's just all different types of lettering, and it's like a course. It's like a lettering course. See, it has blank spaces for you to do the work in. So if you like workbooks type thing, it's brush lettering, Western styling, sketches, drawings, dimensional. So that one is 100 Days of Lettering, J. Roeder, and 978-14547-10738. Sorry, I've got those at Barnes. I'm pretty sure at Barnes and Noble. Okay, this one I have bought this a couple times and given it away a couple times. I just like it for inspiration. The Beauty of Zentangle, and it was put out by Design Creations, which is like they were really big in the scrapbooking world. They did a lot of lettering, and I think I gave all those books away too. The skinny ones with different lettering styles and stuff. I think I gave those all away. But anyway, that's who put this book out. The Beauty of Zentangle, Inspirational Examples from 137 Tangle Artists Worldwide. Susan McNeil I think she's the publisher of Design Originals. Let's see, what year did this come out? Ooh, this is little. Let's see here. 2014, it looks like. And again, I don't Zentangle. It's too tedious for me. But if you want to see some awesome Zentangle, we have to remember, Janet, show your Pantone cards and Zentangle box on Monday. I got it stuck right there. It's right there, Janet. So anyway, this is Zentangle, and you can combine your Zentangle and your brush lettering, or any kind of lettering, really. But you can combine the two. And so I'm just going to kind of do a flip here. Look at that. Oh. It needs its lantern thing on its head there. The lantern fish, it needs its thing sticking on its head. I've drawn them. That's why I know they have those things. And I'm looking forward to doing my Inktober poster for Inktober this year in October. So see all this? All the different designs and what you can do. Look, you can make trees. There's just so much you can do with Zentangle. It's too perfect for me. And that's funny coming from me who loves the perfect lettering. But I don't know. I just don't enjoy Zentangle. It's too, I don't know what it is exactly. I love looking at it. Thanks, Kat, for putting the link in. Because I love black and white pen and ink. I love it. But Zentangle, I like a little bit of it, like in a little bit of around a letter or something. But when you see Janet Zentangle, you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see what I'm talking about. Oh, did I give y'all an ISBN? I know Kat put a link. 978-157-421-7186. Okay, then I have a couple of other just random books here to show you. Then we're going to do our giveaway out of the Tiny Gardens. Medieval Patterns to Color. So the color book industry also has things that are medieval, coloring, Zentangle-y, that kind of thing. The structured, maybe, Jolu, maybe, I'm not sure. It's too much repetitiveness for me. It's too repetitive, I think. Yeah, that might be it. Medieval Patterns to Color. And this one's torn out. Oh, I think I've taken this apart for something. probably wanted to make a copy of something. I don't know if this is a one of the Dover books or not, or is it just a color book? No, it's U.S. born. I'm not sure if it's Usborne, but I think it's a UK. Yeah, London. It's a UK publishing company, usborne.com. This one is 978-14749-17292. Medieval Patterns to Color. And for some reason, I took it apart. I'm not sure. Maybe I wanted to clue something. I don't know. But I don't remember. Oh, let's see. What year? Do I have a front or a back where I can tell y'all? It's probably in the back in this one. Maybe, maybe not. So it gives a little history of tapestries, coat of arms, heraldry, stained glass, just a little bit of colorful costumes, coats of arms, a heraldry, golden crowns. Those are for Janet. Book of Kells. That's one of the most famous, oldest 6th century, 3rd century. I don't remember when the Book of Kells was, but it was way on back there. Decorated letters. I used to know a lot more history of calligraphy back in the 80s and 90s. The Weird and Wonderful Beast, the zoomorphology, medieval patterns. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Medieval Patterns to Color. I just grabbed some random ones to try to show you a little variety. Art Movement Series, Renaissance, Vivid Publishers. I got this not too long ago. See, I started doing something with it here, but I don't remember what. We started doing something with alcohol markers. That's why it's torn out. Alcohol markers bleed right through. Okay, this one is like an Amazon book, I'm pretty sure. This is an Amazon, Amazon paper, Tina book. And it's not that old, maybe a couple years old. 978-109-8988-685. I don't know if I can find a year. 2019. So it's got all kinds of, it's like they took the Renaissance paintings, and this is looks like before AI, because these don't look even AI-esque. But they've taken like Renaissance paintings and sectioned them out, and so yeah, Renaissance. Okay, let's see. Celtic coloring book. This is Knott's Letters. Again, bargain. I don't know if this is was this Barnes and Noble or Books A Million? One or the other. Anyway, I got it for $5.97. Celtic coloring book, Knott's Letters and Designs to Color. This one, I think I used, let's see, this is 2022. And there's a whole bunch of things cut out. So what I was doing with this is using some in my collage sample things. And like not the napkin journal, but the other journal I have where I have a combination of collage and coloring. I think I've cut some of these out and used some of them. Here's letters. And so you can see here all the alphabets, and they're scattered throughout. Celtic knots, zoomorphic. So Celtic coloring book. And there's a bunch of different Celtic coloring books out. This one, I think I paid a bit for this one. I had to order this. I don't know if I got this through Thrift Books, I think, but it wasn't that cheap. Antique playing cards, a pictorial treasury. And Carol Bellinger Grafton, that's the Dover lady that just passed away. She was the curator of the Dover and the owner of Dover, I'm pretty sure. Carol Bellinger Grafton. And so is this a Dover? It's a Dover. But it's old, I think. 0486292657. I hope y'all are, bye Denise. Thanks for stopping in. Y'all make sure and go follow Denise. This came out in 1996. And it's like the history of playing cards. And of course, I don't do tarot, but there's probably tarot in here too. But anyway, it's the history of playing cards. Look at this. I thought it was an amazing book just on the art level. So I don't know if it's still available. Like I said, I think I got this at Thrift Books. Y'all don't forget to go to Thrift Books. I'm telling y'all, you're going to have your best prices for older books at Thrift Books. If you go to Amazon and look for old books, they could charge you $200 for this. Now they may not have it at Thrift Books, and you might have to get on a waiting list. But you could pay $200 or whatever if you want. Okay, let's do the giveaway, guys. And I pulled this. This is a sketch. This is another one of those books that. Oh, look, Janet, look what I came upon. A little monkey. Janet loves her little monkey. She lives on Monkey Island. But this is a little sketchy made easy book. This came out in 2018. It's a Piccadilly. I think it's a Barnes & Noble imprint. And it just shows you how to draw real simple things. Look at that. It was in the stack. Isn't that cute? Some awesome little drawings. I'd have to do a giveaway with that. You love the little monkey. But yeah, this is sketchy made easy. It's like a cloth bound there, glued. Piccadilly. I mean, these are like $5 or something at Barnes & Noble. Let's see what year this was. Bunch of papers in the back. Let's see if I can find a year. I'll give you all the 2018. 978-1608-634-552. And it's real simple little things to draw. Little drawing course. Isn't that cute? I have to find someone to send that to. Can't be international. Can't send books international. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our giveaway here. And what we're going to do, y'all know how the giveaways work here. We'll do random.org. We might be having a short day today. We'll see. Let me get over to random.org. Okay. We got our little number generator here. Okay. We'll pick a number here in a minute. All right. We'll do USA only first. And I'll tear out 2 sheets. And we'll do two US, 2 international. And y'all can practice, go over and watch Cat and Paste video tutorial on how to do, and let me pull it back up again because I know people come and go. You can go over and see how to do this on a simple page like this. Okay? How to make it look like stitchery. So Cat and Paste on Instagram, and she has a YouTube channel. All right, so let me go ahead and we're going to do 1 to 100. Okay, first 2 people closest without going over. Wait till I type in go. When I type in go, put in one number between 1 and 100. The first 2 people, USA only. Then we'll do international separate. I'll tear you out a couple pages. Maybe we'll see, 2 or 3 pages. And I'm going to have to fold it in half. I'll try not to, I'll be careful. Fold it in half. And y'all can practice your stitchery. Okay, US only. 1 number only. Don't move your number, change your number. Make sure you have all messages at the top. All messages. So that you see all the numbers. We'll see all the numbers. Between me and my mods, we'll get you. Let's see. Do I want probably a business size envelope? These are probably the best. Or maybe. I think these are, maybe, I don't know if I need that size. Let me get a business size. While y'all are doing that, let's see. Let me tear one out and see what I can do here, where they'll fit. Let's see. I can't fold them in half. Will they fit in a business envelope? Barely, but they'll fit. Okay, so we're going to do business size envelopes. So I'll send y'all each 2, maybe 3 for each person. Okay. All right, USA only. First 2 people. I'm going to count down. Don't dilly-dally, dawdle, or lollygag. Oh, my goodness. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last call. Stick that number in there. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Okay. First 2 people closest to 19 without going over. 19 without going over. Let me scroll back. Of course, if everybody went over 19, would pick another one. Oh, it looks like Elisa had 17. She had 17. And who else? Erica has, oh, wait, Ellen has 17. So it looks like Ellen had 17. No, Ellen didn't have 17. I got Elisa. All right, did I not? What did I do wrong? Somebody tell me. Did Ellen not have 17 as well? Oh, she had 76. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, Elisa had 17, and then Anna Jean. Okay, Anna Jean. Now, Anna Jean, I don't think I have your address. Anna Jean had 7. Okay, so I have Elisa's address, so I need your address, Anna Jean. I may have it, but if it's been a long time since I sent you anything, I don't remember. Here's my email. Send me your email again. Hang on, make sure I put it in right. Okay. Thanks, guys. See, that's why I got my mods. All right, so Anna Jean, you send me your address, and Elisa. Okay, now we're going to do international only. Same rules apply. Wait till I type in go. International only. 1 to 100. First 2 people closest. You're welcome, Anna Jean. Just send me your address so I can send it out to you. Okay. International only. First 2 people closest to a new number. We're going to pick a new number without going over. Okay. And yeah, I'll send y'all out some of these pages to try. Yeah, I've been working in this, trying to finish this. I might have some of the water dripping off of here down to this flower. Like right there, have it drip down onto this flower. That black just really flashes the camera out horribly. So, but I really do like this one, really came out well. And I did post them on Instagram. Or this one. I haven't posted this one yet. Okay. All right, I'm going to count down. International only. 1 to 100. First 2 people closest without going over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. New number. First 2 people closest to, let's see, let's grab the light there. 2. Well, if everybody went over 2, probably. We'll pick a new number. Okay, we're going to pick a new number. New number. 36. First 2 people closest to 36 without going over. Without going over. 36. All right, me has 35. She had 35. And Karen Evans has 32. Karen, I don't know if I have your address. Do I have your address, Karen? Karen had 32. So, and I don't share your addresses with anybody, not even the other mods. I don't share your address. I don't put you on a mailing list. Not that there's anything wrong with the mailing list. I just don't have one. I don't put you all on a mailing list. So, Karen, if you'll send me your address just to make sure. Hang on, guys. So y'all can practice your stitchery. So, all right, we'll do that. I'll get that out in the mail to y'all probably tomorrow. I'm looking around, seeing what else I got going on around my feet. Do y'all have any more questions, comments, art journaling, color booking? Do y'all have any more questions or anything? Now's the time to ask. Now's the time to ask. Let's see. Okay, all right. Devin comes on at 3 Eastern. Yes. Right, Devin? Don't forget, Devin comes on at 3 Eastern. Devin, what are you doing today? Let's see. And I'm also sending Tina some stitch pages. Already had that written down. So Tina's going to get some stitch pages too. That's what I'm calling them, stitch pages. All right, let's see. I try to get your Instagram, doesn't come up. Devin gave me the link. Okay, well, it's not hard to find. I don't know. Did you get it, Joe Lou? Jelly printing and Devin's jelly printing and working on a whip, a work in process. If y'all don't know what a whip is, it's like a fib is a friend in the box. Our Devin fib is doing a whip. Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks, Ellen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Janet put if you just put an Inky Well, you can put in Dee Dee Willingham too. Either one. It should come up. So, all right. Any more questions, comments? All right. Kat put in Devin's YouTube. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head out. We're a little early, but that's okay. We didn't do a whole lot today, except, I did work on some water. I did put some water on my, color book page here. We'll just kind of drip this down here. Let's have it drip. Let's have it run right into the middle of that flower there. How's that? I'll have it running in there. Okay. Call it a day. Thanks, guys. All right. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day. Thank you, Kat. Thank you to my mods, Tina, Cheshire Cat, and Janet. And yeah. Thank you, CB. Appreciate you. Thank you, Lisa. Hey, girl. Hey. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your week, and we'll see what other streamers. And y'all go be nice. Go be nice to somebody. Bye, guys.